কৃপা সিন্ধু বৈব চ পতিতানাং পাবনেভ্যো বৈষ্ণবেভ্যো নমো নমো মহাবদনায় কৃষ্ণ প্রেম প্রদায়তে কৃষ্ণায় কৃষ্ণ চৈতন্য নামনে গৌরতিষে নমো নমঃ। গুরবে গৌরচন্দ্রায় রাধিকায় তদালয়ে কৃষ্ণায় কৃষ্ণ ভক্তায় তদ্ভক্তায় নমো নমঃ। হে কৃষ্ণ করুণা সিন্ধু দীনবন্ধু জগৎপতে গোপেশ গোপিকা কান্ত রাধাকান্ত নমস্তুতে। তপ্ত কাঞ্চন গৌরাঙ্গী বৃন্দাবনেশ্বরী রাধে বৃন্দাবনেশ্বরী বৃষভানুসুতে দেবী প্রণমামি হরি প্রেম। জয় শ্রী কৃষ্ণ চৈতন্য প্রভু নিত্যানন্দ শ্রী অদ্বৈত গদা हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे।
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Bolo Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Jaya Radha Madhav Jai Sri Radhe
Jaya Radha Madhav Radhe
Jaya Panchatattva Jaya Panchatattva Jaya Panchatattva
Jaya Panchatattva Jaya Panchatattva
Jaya Nrsimhadev Jaya Nrsimhadev Nrsimhadev Jaya Nrsimhadev
Jaya Nrsimhadev Jaya Nrsimhadev Jaya Nrsimhadev Jaya Nrsimhadev
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Prabhupada
Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada
Jaya Prabhupada
जगतगुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की श्रील प्रभुपाद कनेक्ट डे फेस्टिवल की
ও পাশে তো একটু রিভাব একটু একটু দেন মশলাপাতি দেন কিছু
Krishna Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Bol. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Harmonium though, harmonium.
Harmonium though. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram Hare Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Oh,
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, oh, oh, oh. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna Hare Krishna
হরি বল হরি বল অনুধ্বনি অনুধ্বনি সকলে
Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Hare bolo, Hare bolo.
Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Oh Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Oh Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Oh Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Oh Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hey Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Bolo,
Hare
bolo.
Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare
Oh
Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada
Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada
Nitai Gaur Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol
Nitai Gaur Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol
Hari
Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada ki Harinam Sankirtan ki His Grace Atul Krishna Prabhu ki Cordless, cordless. Cordless. Okay, this one.
Jayam Vishnu Padpan Hangsha Kari Brajaka Acharya Ashtatara Samarchal Abhacharn Arabinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki ISKCON founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada ki Shamaveda Gaud Bhakta Vrinda ki Ananta Kodi Vaishnava Vrinda ki. Artists from Sri Mayapur International School to the stage, and the drama will begin. Srila Prabhupada ki.
Prabhupada arrived in a meeting of for the pleasure of Srila Prabhupada and the assembled Vaishnavas. Smith's boys would like to present Prabhupada is Coming. Srila Prabhupada arrived in America during a time of great discontent. The Vietnam War caused widespread dissatisfaction. The youth, being disillusioned by the establishment, created a counterculture of their own, the hippies. At the time Srila Prabhupada arrived, waves of Americans were breaking away from the status quo, searching for a better alternative. He came and introduced a God-conscious world into a materialistic society, and the youth eagerly grasped the hand their Savior was offering. Prabhupada brought Krishna consciousness into the public eye by chanting in the parks, distributing Back to Godhead magazines, and by holding free Sunday love feasts. Many, many boys and girls were attracted. They took to Krishna consciousness quickly, giving up everything they had known for a better, happier, more God-conscious way of life. Srila Prabhupada wrote many books and sent his disciples around the world to spread Krishna consciousness far and wide. He circled the globe 14 times in 12 years, encouraging and enlivening the devotees, teaching them everything from how to dress, what to eat, preaching, accounting, and so on. Come with me. Let me take you back in time, to where we can catch a glimpse of what it was like in those early days. Oh, look, here come some hippies now.
Love, man, it's all about love.
Yeah, man, make love, not war.
I'm so totally fried. There's got to be something better out there.
Don't flip your wig. Let's just chill and go to the loving. Bob Dylan singing.
Cool, let's go.
That was groovy, my man.
That sure was, but I'm really dissatisfied. You feel me? This whole Vietnam War has just got me really fried out. I'm burned, man. There's got to be something better out there. I think I'm going to go to India and find me a guru.
Ooh, that's a groovy idea. You know what? I'll come too. I also can't take much more of our bureaucratic society. We need to change the status quo. We need more, more spirituality in our life.
That's exactly right. That's why I'm going to go to India and find me a guru.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama.
They look so happy. What's their secret?
Let's ask him. Hey, yeah, you, come here. What's your secret to happiness, man?
Chant Hare Krishna and stay high forever. When you chant Hare Krishna, you can't help but be happy.
Will you teach us? We are so fried with everything.
Nah, man, don't bother. We are going to India to find ourselves a real guru.
Oh well then, you're in luck. I got really fried with this material existence too, but then I found the Hare Krishnas. Our
Wait! You have a guru?
A real Indian guru.
Yes, our guru's name is A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada.
A real Indian guru? Right here in America. Cool, man. Groovy.
He teaches us the singing God's name and engaging in His service is the real source of happiness. Here, why don't you take some of these books? This is perfection of yoga.
A world-renowned yoga master cuts through the commercialism that clouds the real meaning of yoga. Cool, man. This sounds interesting.
And this is path of perfection.
His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada explains the highest standards for human beings. The practice of the science of self-realization, Bhakti Yoga. This is cool too.
I also have Chant and Be Happy with features exclusive conversation with John Lennon and George Harrison. It explains the power of mantra meditation and how it brings you to unlimited self-awareness.
Whoa. The George Harrison.
Is that about the Hare Krishna mantra you were singing?
Yes, indeed, and it's Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna!
Very good.
Thanks, man!
I also have here the Bhagavad Gita as it is. It's our Bible.
We'll take him!
All?
Yes, all! We need to find the secret to happiness, and it looks like you just might have it.
Wonderful. You can also come to our Sunday Love Feast.
Ooh, Sunday Love Feast.
Yes, here's an invitation. The address is on the back. Every Sunday we have a love feast at the temple with dancing, a short lecture of our philosophy, and of course a very delicious love feast.
Far out, we'll be there.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna!
Give me some skin. How are you digging those books, man?
They're righteous!
Yeah, they're far out, aren't they? They've got me really jazzed. I can't wait to get to the love feast and find out more.
Me too! They are so far out! I'm actually feeling happy for the first time in a long time.
Same here.
Oh, look! That must be the temple. Do you think it'd be groovy for us to go in?
Chill out. We have the invitation, remember?
Neato, let's go!
Hare Krishna. You came. Welcome to our Sunday Love Feast. Right this way.
That was unreal.
Uh-huh. Totally far out.
I'm glad you felt the ecstasy.
Totally. I've made a decision. I'm joining up.
Yeah, smart move. You know what? I just came to the same decision. Man, that food was choice.
Yeah. And the chanting was totally out of sight.
It sure was. The lecture was groovy too. Answered several of the questions I had.
Hey man, do you think it'd be okay if we move in?
Of course, it's alright. It's a great time actually. Prabhupada is due to arrive in a few weeks.
Swami Bhaktivedanta is coming. Here.
Groovy! Can we meet him?
Of course.
Righteous. I'm going home to get my books and I'll be back first thing in the morning.
See you when you get back.
Wait, you're not coming?
Nah, I've been searching too long. I'm never leaving.
See you tomorrow then. Bye.
Hare Krishna.
Oh, right. Hare Krishna.
Srila Prabhupada is coming. He's arriving in a few hours. We have to finish getting everything prepared for his arrival. Where's the bowl for bathing Prabhupada's lotus feet?
Right here, Prabhu.
Wonderful. And the towel to dry Prabhupada's feet after foot bathing.
I've got the towel.
Hare. And the flowers for the gardens and decorating. Why don't I see them?
The flowers? I knew there was something missing.
You forgot the flowers?
I didn't forget, Prabhu. There has just been so many things to do to prepare for Srila Prabhupada's arrival.
Quickly, call back to Bob and back to Johnny. Quickly, back to Bob, back to Johnny. Go and pick all the flowers in the neighborhood. We need as many flowers as we can get for decorations and gardens for Srila Prabhupada and the deities.
But Prabhu, isn't that stealing?
That's breaking the principles, that is.
No. They'll be used in the service of Krishna and Prabhupada. So it's not stealing. Everything belongs to Krishna. We are just giving back to him what is originally his. Plus the flowers will be benefited. Prabhupada said that on the altar in the morning, in Godhead by night. Think of all the souls you'll be saving from the cycle of samsara wheel.
Ooh!
Not only that, but the people who grew the flowers will also be benefited. Agyata Sukriti, you know?
Ah, of course. Please forgive me. I'm still a neophyte. You're so much more advanced than me.
There's nothing to forgive. You've only been devoted for a few weeks. There's still a lot to learn, you know?
Oh, I know. I hope I'm as advanced as you are when I too have been a devotee for a whole year.
Me too.
You'll get there. Now hurry. We need the flowers for Srila Prabhupada's arrival.
Yes, Prabhu. We're on our way. I can't believe we're actually gonna see Srila Prabhupada with our own eyes.
Nor can I. This is a dream come true.
Can you believe we freed all those conditioned souls in flower bodies from the cycle of birth and death? It's exhilarating.
What's exhilarating is not getting caught. I swear I thought we were goners at that last place.
It's all in the service of the Lord, Prabhu.
It sure is. I'm so glad we're devotees.
So am I.
Oh, you're back. You're very quick, wonderful, Haribol. Now get those flowers to the brahmacharinis so they can get garlands made as soon as possible. Please get decorating, we don't have much time left.
Right away.
Have you got the arati tray?
Yes, right here.
Where's the chamar? The chamar, where's the chamar? Why isn't the chamar here?
Oh no, has anyone seen the chamar?
I've got it. Rajitambra Prabhu was cleaning it.
Oh, thanks, sweet Lord. Bring it over here.
Are Prabhupada's garlands ready?
Yes, they're right over there.
Wonderful. What about the Vyasasana?
We've just finished decorating it.
Ah yes, I see. It looks wonderful. Haribol, Prabhupada will be so pleased.
He's here. Srila Prabhupada is here. His car is just pulling up.
Start the kirtan.
Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Srila Prabhupada.
Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Srila Prabhupada.
Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Srila Prabhupada.
Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna, a big round of applause for the Sri Mayapur International School players, directed by Pradumna Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu. Pradumna Gaur. Gaudruma Gaur Prabhu. Thank you very much. It was very inspirational to see how in our Sri Mayapur International School the students are being trained in appreciation of Srila Prabhupada, developing a relationship with Srila Prabhupada through drama and other activities. And we appreciate your enthusiasm and courage for coming today and beginning our Srila Prabhupada Connect program. A special appreciation. Let's show our appreciation for the Sri Mayapur International School players. Thank you. Thank you very much. We're very fortunate here in Sridham Mayapur, being ISKCON World Headquarters at the time of the Gold Purnima Festival, to have assembled here so many eminent leaders of the Krishna consciousness movement. And today we have many eminent speakers that will be coming and spending some time sharing with us their realizations on connecting with Srila Prabhupada. And we're fortunate to have opening the program, our first speaker, His Holiness Chandramauli Swami Maharaj. I request His Holiness Chandramauli Swami Maharaj to kindly come and be seated on the Vyasasana. His Holiness Chandramauli Swami Maharaj, he joined ISKCON in 1973 in the United States and was initiated by Srila Prabhupada. He accepted this renounced order of life in 1986, and in the 1990s, His Holiness, in a true spirit of sannyas, following the footsteps of Haridas Thakur, he began the prison preaching ministry. His Holiness has written several books on prison preaching, the holy jail, forbidden voices, and also Maharaj has written books on simple living and high thinking, rural communities. His Holiness Chandramauli Swami Maharaj is an initiating spiritual master in ISKCON. We're very fortunate to have him regularly visiting Sri Dham Mayapur, giving us his association, participating on the parikrama, dancing and chanting. We welcome His Holiness Chandramauli Swami Maharaj, and he'll be discussing how we can deepen our relationship with Srila Prabhupada, beginning our discussions on the Srila Prabhupada Connect Day. We'll be carrying on with various speakers throughout this morning, and also some cultural programs conducted by Ramanapati Prabhu from the Sri Mayapur International School around noontime. Awards ceremonies, other cultural programs will be on the stage. And we invite ISKCON Paribrajaka Shanashi and initiating spiritual master Chandramauli Swami Maharaj to discuss the topic of connecting with Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna.
Om Gyan Timidandasya Kinajana Salakaya Chaksun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Namaum Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Shri Makti Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nirvisesa Sunyavadi Pastyatya Desatarne Vanchakalpa Tarubhischa Kripa Sindhu Paevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namaho Namaha Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasari Gaur Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So I'm happy to be here. When Janmashtami Prabhu asked me about 2 months ago, I said I would be here on the 20th, so I wanted to keep my promise. So, Srila Prabhupada, even before he came to the United States, even before he began his mission, he was also planning his mission. And in 1949, 1950, in that area, he wrote one treatise, which was about 30 pages, called Gitanagari Concept. And in there, he patterned his movement after some activities of Mahatma Gandhi. He saw that Mahatma Gandhi, even though he was very much engaged in political affairs, he always had time for his prayers, his daily prayers, and wherever he was in the world doing his work politically, if there was a temple there, he would always take time and go to the temple and offer his respects and worship there. He was also somewhat vocal about bringing people from a lower sector of society, who they were classified as outcasts. In name, they were known as Chamars and the Bungis, people who were rejected by society, who had no equal rights with the other echelons of society, the higher, the Brahminical class, even the Kshatriya class, others. So he wanted to give them equal status, but he did it in a very, what we say, direct way, that they should have it automatically without any qualifications. So Prabhupada noted that also. And Gandhi also was very much instrumental in trying to organize the villages to become self-sufficient. So these 4 things that were mentioned in Prabhupada's treatise, he focused on holy books, holy names, or opening temples, and educating people to come to the status of Brahminical qualifications. In other words, those who would be initiated an educational system based on the real scriptures. And Prabhupada emphasized this, and he put it into his 7 purposes of ISKCON when he first came to 26 2nd Avenue in the very beginning, which he enunciated or listed 7 particular principles which he wanted his movement to center around. I think we know those principles, but I'm going to read those principles again just for the sake of refreshment, just so we know what Prabhupada really wanted and how he wanted it done in our society. And the first one is to systematically propagate spiritual knowledge to society at large and to educate all people in the techniques of spiritual life in order to check the imbalance of values in life and achieve real unity and peace in the world. That was number 1. To propagate consciousness of Krishna as he is revealed in the Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, to bring the members of society together with each other and nearer to Krishna, and thus to develop the idea within the members and humanity at large that each soul is part and parcel of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, to teach and encourage the Sankirtan movement, congregational chanting of the glories of the holy name of the Lord, and to reveal the teachings of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And here, to erect for the members and society at large a holy place of transcendental pastimes dedicated to the personality of Godhead. Prabhupada was very expert at doing that. We are sitting in one of his resultant activities here in Sridham Mayapur. Number 6, to bring the members closer together for the purpose of teaching a simple and more natural way of life. Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Number 7, with a view towards achieving the aforementioned purposes, to publish and distribute periodicals, magazines, books, and other writings. And Prabhupada was very successful, you might say, in 3 of those principles, and that was opening temples, starting the Sankirtan movement, writing, publishing, and distributing his books. But the one that he mentioned, and I'll read something also, which is number 6, which is to bring the members closer together for the purpose of teaching a more simple and more natural way of life. And this is by Abhiram Das, shortly before Srila Prabhupada departed from the world, there were conversations which he had about Gita Nagari. In one conversation, downstairs in his house in Vrindavan, he was talking about his impending departure, and he said, "I have no lamentation." Naturally, he was free from all hankering and lamenting, but then he paused and said, "No, I have a lamentation." 3 or 4 people, devotees, were there at the time, and someone asked, "Do you mean because you have not finished translating the Srimad Bhagavatam?" Prabhupada said, "No, because I have not established Varnashram Dharma. 50% of my work is incomplete because I have not established Varnashram." Then the question arose, what to do about this uncompleted work? In another conversation on the route, Prabhupada said, "I want to establish Varnashram." And one of us asked, "How will you do that?" Prabhupada said, "I will sit down in Gita Nagari and teach you to live off the land." He made it as simple as that. So, when Prabhupada was apparently quite ill in Vrindavan in September, he made that effort. He left Vrindavan and he wanted to go to Gita Nagari to show how to develop this Varnashram, simple living, living off the land, cow protection, agriculture, self-sufficiency. He got to London, but when he was in London, he stayed there for a while, but his health started to gradually deteriorate even more. So there was no question of him continuing towards Gita Nagari, and therefore the decision was made Prabhupada should return back Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So, yesterday, ISKCON Leadership Sangha, we were discussing this topic, and the point Hare Krishna. So as mentioned yesterday during the ISKCON Leadership Sangha, that was the topic of the opening of the Leadership Sangha Varnashram. Why haven't we really put any time or quality time emphasis on developing this last part of Srila Prabhupada's mission? And the point was, why don't we have a Varnashram ministry? And then things broke up into a series of discussions amongst the members there. But one point I remember after hearing from Srila Prabhupada was, he outlined how to do it. And he mentioned that it requires education, training, and evaluation based on the education and training. And they said in order to do that, we need to establish these colleges. He called it Varnashram College. In 1974, before 1974, Actually, Prabhupada said, society is so topsy-turvy, there's no question of even beginning to establish this Varnashram. Just chant Hare Krishna. We are transcendental, because Varnashram is actually on the material platform. But in 74, after speaking prior to that about it's not important, it's not the need, Prabhupada completely switched and said, now we have to establish this Varnashram. He said, if chanting Hare Krishna is so easy, why are devotees falling down? Therefore, we need to organize our society to develop a social system by which we can educate and evaluate, based on that education, each of the participants according to their tendencies, either engaging in Brahminical services, services that center around organization, which is Kshatriya, or also martial-spirited, martially trained. Vaishyas, of course, taking care of cows, banking, agriculture, taking care of the land. And of course, those who are in the classification of doing general services without these other three would be classified as not Sudras. None of these labels, either Brahmin, Kshatriya, Vaishya, or Sudra, apply to a devotee. We are transcendental because we are engaged in devotional service, which is above the three modes of material nature. But for the sake of social organization and for the sake of establishing a formula by which devotees can engage in service according to their propensity and contribute tremendously to the growth both of the society internally and to expanding the society externally to the non-devotees. So Prabhupada emphasized this Varnashram college. He said this is the first step. You can hear the lecture. It's March 14th, 1974, Vrindavan. And it's a discussion between Satsrup Maharaj is also there, and Nityananda Maharaj. And both are asking questions to Srila Prabhupada, and Prabhupada's outlining. So I just wanted to emphasize the importance of this, what we say, unfinished business. We might not see it as such a need here in Mayapur, but there is a need everywhere in the world to educate devotees and engage them accordingly. Because although we are doing these different services, we are not in an organized way doing the services. In other words, just like yesterday we were discussing this point, that there are devotees who have certain inclinations, but they're doing services that are not according to their inclinations. And that's fine. But not for devotees who are somewhat new or just coming into the process of, Sanatan Dharma, devotional service, requires for them to be more engaged according to their nature. That way they'll be more, what we say, enthusiastic, creative, and offer intelligent service according to the services they are given. And there's a lot to this, and Prabhupada also mentions that this system must be established on our farm communities. And then he outlined a whole program for development. And that is simple living, high thinking, back to nature, developing cow care. I don't say cow protection because that's assumed. Cow care means to give the cows not only protection, but everything that cow needs to live nicely, happily, and also engage them in activities that will support the whole Brahminical system. As it's mentioned in the Srimad Bhagavatam, in the first canto, that without cow care or cow protection, there is no question of Brahminical culture, and that's foundational to developing Brahminical culture. So around the world, these things, at least within our society, is quite lacking. And there's a big gap that still needs to be fulfilled in moving away. In 1973, Prabhupada made some very strong prophetic statements. And it's recorded, you can hear it. He said, in 50 years, the whole Western society will collapse. So if you count 50 years from 1973, comes to 2023. What we're seeing in the world today, and this is being noticed by many, not only devotees, but people in general, is society is in turmoil. The secular society is on the verge of collapse economically, socially, politically, and the results are obviously horrendous for people in general because they simply live to depend on that type of system for whatever they need. So we're in a good position to really establish a lifestyle which is conducive to spiritual life and at the same time, as Srila Prabhupada said, depend on Krishna, depend on nature. In many of his lectures, you can follow these lectures, first canto, 8th chapter, verse number 40, first canto, 10th chapter, verse number 4 and 5, and other verses. Prabhupada really goes deep into explaining how important it is to go back to a more simplified lifestyle, and that, of course, as was listed here in the purpose of it, to bring the members closer together for the purpose of teaching a more simple and natural way of life. Well, that means depending on land, cows, natural resources, and ultimately, of course, Krishna. And not becoming so dependent on for what do we need to maintain our children, teach our children, whatever else we have to do in order to establish the needs of the body and mind and not depend on the secular society to provide. And Prabhupada did that not so much because the society was, as he predicted, would fall, but it's just natural and it's more conducive to practicing Krishna consciousness. And he explains that in detail on how you can live on a very simplified lifestyle, growing food, taking care of cows, depending on nature, and developing the resources that's based on there. Because God provides everything. Just like there is a particular constellation, it's called Swati. I don't know if you've heard of this one. It's a cosmological arrangement of the heavens. And during that time, if it rains, during the Swati constellation, if that rain falls on the head of an elephant, it becomes gems. If it falls on the head of a snake, it becomes jewels. And if it falls into the ocean, it becomes pearls, and it's picked up by these oysters. Prabhupada talks about that also. So natural resources or wealth is actually coming from nature, under the guise, of course, as Krishna says, mayadakshena prakriti, everything is working under his direction. So if we become too much dependent on the outside society, then we have to waste time and struggle in order to perform our devotional life. And we have to work in order to get the resources. That means selling our time, energy, and intelligence to plug into a Western society that is really, by nature, corrupt and full of sinful activities. And it's sad because all our energy should be used for developing not only Krishna consciousness, taking care of our families, and whatever else we need to do within the culture of Krishna consciousness or Vaishnava culture. How much time is left? Keep going? Yeah. Okay, so my time is up. So I put together a little book. It's called Krishna's Way, Natural Living, and it's basically what I'm speaking about today in more detail with a lot of statements by Srila Prabhupada. And if you trace the history of Prabhupada's statements, you'll see they go back all the way to the early days when he first began the Krishna conscious movement in the West. They're not something that he just said in the last few years of his time. He was always talking, going back to a more simplified, natural way of life. And that's the basis for establishing Varnashram. Okay. Thank you. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Hare Krishna. Let's show our appreciation to His Holiness Chandramoli Swami Maharaj for sharing with us these important aspects of Srila Prabhupada's mission, unfinished business, Gita Nagari concept, simple living and high thinking, and how through this particular component of Srila Prabhupada's mission we can deepen our connection to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you very much, Maharaj. We request His Holiness Bhaktivigna Vinasa Narasimha Maharaj to kindly come to the stage and address us. His Holiness Bhaktivigna Vinasa Narasimha Swami Maharaj ki. Bhaktivigna Vinasa Narasimha Maharaj, he joined the Krishna consciousness movement in 1971, was initiated by Prabhupada then. In 1994, he accepted sannyas from His Holiness Tamal Krishna Goswami Maharaj, and Maharaj is a international traveling preacher. He preaches in the Philippines and Thailand, Malaysia, Singapore, Vietnam, Middle East, and Vladivostok, Russia. Maharaj is also, he's a fluent speaker of Mandarin for his preaching in Kashadesh, that part of the world. He's an initiating spiritual master in our movement. Sri Krishna explains in Bhagavad Gita, 16th chapter, principles of sannyas, symptoms of a sannyasi, abhayam, shatta shangshuti, jnana yoga, vibhashtiti. His Holiness is an emblem of this principle of sannyas, being always absorbed in teaching the philosophy of Krishna consciousness. Maharaj actually, he admitted, he revealed that his residence is Sridham Mayapur, and he regularly comes and is teaching in the Mayapur Institute, Srila Prabhupada's books, and for that, having a great effect on our movement. And today, Maharaj's topic is connecting to Srila Prabhupada through study of his books. Tridandi Sannyasi Bhaktivigna Vinasa Narasimha Swami Maharaj.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Atul Krishna Prabhu. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namane Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pascharcha Deshatarine Vanchakalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bhaevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaha. Well, nowadays we see the number of Prabhupada's disciples every year, it's less and less, of course. We're all getting very old and health is always not so good. So we have to expect in the future there will be even no Prabhupada disciples, Diksha disciples that is. But on the other hand, every one of us is a disciple of Srila Prabhupada, because Srila Prabhupada is the founder Acharya, and he is the preeminent Shiksha Guru for all of the devotees in our society. He is therefore very important for all of us, and we do want to have that relationship and feel that connection with Srila Prabhupada. And we can do it. If you want to have a connection with Prabhupada, he's certainly available. And I see some devotees, they have wonderful relationships with Prabhupada. Although they never met Prabhupada, they never saw Prabhupada, they came to the Krishna consciousness movement after Srila Prabhupada's departure, but they have some, I know some devotees, they have wonderful devotion for Srila Prabhupada. And certainly the relationship with Srila Prabhupada is not only just by going to his Guru Puja every morning and offering flowers and bowing to his Vyasasan or worshipping his deity, but the real connection to Srila Prabhupada comes through his books. And Srila Prabhupada would sometimes say to the devotees, or when he was asked about who would be in charge of the movement after he's gone, Srila Prabhupada would say something like, I will live forever by my books. So the connection with Srila Prabhupada through his books is very, very primary foundation in our Krishna consciousness movement. And we base our morning program around Srila Prabhupada's Bhagavatam. When it comes to classes, usually in the morning Srimad Bhagavatam, in the evening Bhagavad Gita, we use Srila Prabhupada's books. We like to hear from Srila Prabhupada. It's really very important for us. And Prabhupada, of course, dedicated so much of his time and energy in writing his books. He would wake up, he would take rest maybe about 10 o'clock, and then by 12 o'clock he would be up, and he would start writing. Sometimes we could sit outside his room. We'd get up very early in the morning, and we'd go and sit outside Prabhupada's room. I remember in Bury Place was in London. Srila Prabhupada was staying there with us. At one point, Keshava Prabhu, Keshava was from San Francisco, and he came to London and he saw our temple in London at number 7 Bury Place. And he saw Prabhupada's room, and he saw the facilities which we had in the whole building, and he decided, no, you don't have enough proper facilities for Prabhupada to be staying here. He said, and he wrote to Prabhupada and said to Prabhupada that we will rent you a suite in the hotel next time you come to London, Prabhupada. But Prabhupada replied, I don't want to stay in the hotel. I want to stay in the temple. I like to be with the devotees. So it was very good news for the devotees to hear how much Prabhupada liked to be with us and to live with us, even though we didn't have a lot of facilities. Anyway, the point was that sometimes we'd get up very early in the morning and go and sit outside Prabhupada's room. And Prabhupada's toilet was just outside the room. So he would have to come out of the room to go to use the toilet. So we would sit outside the room there, and Prabhupada would come out, take a break from his writing and come and go to toilet. And if he saw us sitting there, he'd be very happy, he'd smile, and sometimes he would also invite us in to sit in his room while he was writing and dictating. But there was Srila Prabhupada's program to use that particular time in the very early morning. I'm talking like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning. Prabhupada would be there dictating and writing his books. That was the convenient time for Srila Prabhupada to write, because during the day there was always so many things taking place. There were always so many devotees and visitors, different issues which Srila Prabhupada liked to attend to. And of course he would also have his massage. There'd be a massage in the morning, another massage in the evening. But Prabhupada's real meditation was writing his books. He loved to write books. We know he began printing Back to Godhead in 1944. 1944, the first Back to Godheads were printed, and they were very simple, just simply some sheets of paper with some articles which Srila Prabhupada himself had written. And of course, printing things in those days was really laborious. It was really a lot of labor, intense labor. Srila Prabhupada not only would write everything, but then he Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Power cuts are something we learn to live with in India. So Srila Prabhupada would be writing there in the very early morning. It was his prime time in the day, where he could really absorb himself without disturbances, because generally every day there were so many things to be done. And Prabhupada liked to be active. He liked to go for morning walk. He liked to take part in programs. He liked to give classes. He was very active, but his most important work for him was writing. And as I said, he began the Back to Godhead magazine in 1944. And he had written articles. Some of the articles were parts of the Ishopanishad. And later on, they collected the articles from the Back to Godhead, put them together, and made the book, Sri Ishopanishad. So Srila Prabhupada was writing, doing the newspaper, Back to Godhead, but then someone said to him that, Swamiji, why don't you publish books? Because these newspapers, they'll be thrown away. They'll just be scrap paper after a few days. Better if you write a book, then it will be of permanent value. So Srila Prabhupada took that advice to heart, and he thought that he would like to publish books. But the surprising thing is that he picked the Srimad Bhagavatam to publish. The Srimad Bhagavatam, of course, is so voluminous, 18,000 slokas, 12 cantos. But Srila Prabhupada wanted to publish Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the ripened fruit of the Vedas. Bhagavad Gita, there were so many commentaries of Bhagavad Gita in English, so many commentaries were there. Of course, none of them were devotional, but still many commentaries were there. But there was no commentaries available on Srimad Bhagavatam, as not in English anyway. So Srila Prabhupada took up that task to write his commentaries on each and every sloka of the Srimad Bhagavatam. So a very long task, not something which is going to be finished overnight. Srila Prabhupada began writing the Srimad Bhagavatam, and by the time he's going to America, 1965, the first canto had been published. 3 volumes, the first canto. And Srila Prabhupada Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. So Srila Prabhupada, when he was writing the first canto, he made sure each purport was elaborate, because he wants to put as much as he can, to give as much information, as much knowledge, as much understanding as he can, to put his whole effort into this first canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam, because he doesn't know in the future, will I get an opportunity to publish more volumes? It was so difficult. Of course, he got some donations from Srimati Murari ji from the Scindia Shipping Company, because she was a follower of Ballabhacharya, and Ballabhacharya himself had written also commentary on Bhagavatam, and she was a devotee of Lord Krishna, and she liked Srimad Bhagavatam, and she'd met Prabhupada, and she respected him, so she had donated. So Srila Prabhupada had 3 volumes published in India, and it was a great labor to publish anything. Prabhupada had to go himself to the printers and check the printing. Nowadays, of course, everything is computerized, and you can sit at home and go through the text, but Prabhupada had to go to the printing shop. He had to look at everything and wait and see the prints and check the manuscripts. It was a lot of work. Anyway, somehow Prabhupada managed to print 3 volumes of first canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam. And of course, that's what he took with him when he went to the USA. He arranged to have cartons of the Srimad Bhagavatam loaded onto the Jaladuta, which was the ship which Prabhupada was taking to America. So he was very anxious to see that the books were also loaded there onto the ship. And when Srila Prabhupada was in America, when he began his preaching in 1966, he would take books with him. whenever he was invited to give a lecture, he would present the books, and sometimes also he would be able to sell a set of the books. While he was in India, he was also trying to distribute the books, and he went to a number of government offices and libraries and so on, and he had received orders from a number of different places to take the full set of Srimad Bhagavatam. So in this way, Srila Prabhupada, even before he had any followers, he was working alone. He was thinking about books. And he had taken this up on the order of his spiritual master. Srila Prabhupada said everything which his guru taught him, he had already learned from his own father, his seminal father. Prabhupada was born in a devotee family, and his father worshipped the deity. His father was a devotional man, and he had Abai learn to play the madanga, and he gave Abai, of course, deities, and he arranged Rathayatra and everything. So these things Srila Prabhupada had learned from his own father during his childhood. But he said the one thing which he learned from his spiritual father, from Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, that his own seminal father had never taught him, was writing and publishing books. Now, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada, he considered books very, very important. More so than any temple, priority was to have nice books. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada, in his time, he would put all energies into seeing nice books prepared to present the philosophy of Krishna consciousness. And his opinion was that a good book, would be more powerful in convincing someone about Krishna consciousness than simply having a nice temple. Having nice temples, okay, brings in a lot of people, a lot of visitors and so on, but to actually get an intelligent person, to get them really interested in Krishna consciousness, you have to have the book. It's the book which really has the impact on the heart of a person. And books are very, very important. As we say in our movement, we say books are the basis. So Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada, he was convinced about this. He was really, he thought that for going out preaching, it's very important to have very nice books. And of course, our own Srila Prabhupada, he liked books. He liked to have color pictures, illustrations and so on. The books should be nicely done. In the times of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada, that opportunity was not available so easily. There was not the same facilities in printing. The technology was not there. So the books were basic. But what was important was the language and the presentation of the philosophy. And one of the books which was important, like when Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada sent his disciples first to Europe, he'd sent some of his young sannyasis, he sent them to London and to Germany and so on. They took books with them. That was also important, that they had to have some books, because takes time to build temples, to establish temples. You need a lot of funds. Look at how much time it's taking to build, like our temple of the Vedic planetarium. We can't wait for these things, for our preaching. The preaching has to go on first. And for preaching with the written word is more powerful than the sword. So we try to distribute Srila Prabhupada's books. They're very, very valuable for us. That we present Srila Prabhupada's written word, particularly his Srimad Bhagavatam. And we've seen also how Srila Prabhupada's disciples are also contributing to this by writing also their own books, by supplementing many of Srila Prabhupada's books with their own books. And it's very nice for our Krishna consciousness movement. We need to have many books to impress people of the philosophy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Although Lord Chaitanya himself did not write any books, he encouraged his followers to write. And Rupa and Sanatan Goswami, they wrote. Then Jiva Goswami wrote many books. And we see the different followers of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu after the Goswamis, then Baladeva Vidyabhusa and Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. They wrote many books. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur was especially productive, writing beautiful books and with many wonderful poems and songs which we are singing today. We're getting the benefit from today. So Srila Prabhupada, he wanted very much to give us books, and he wrote the Srimad Bhagavatam. We have up to the 10th canto. Srila Prabhupada began the 10th canto. Of course, he didn't get so far in the 10th canto, first 13 chapters of 10th canto, and then Krishna took him from us. But he did complete the entire Chaitanya Charitamrita, and that was a wonderful effort. It was certainly a glorious day when Srila Prabhupada completed the Chaitanya Charitamrita, and you can read at the end of the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Srila Prabhupada's put concluding words, and he describes how happy his Guru Maharaj would be that he has completed this Chaitanya Charitamrita, which is like the jewel, even higher than the Srimad Bhagavatam, is the Chaitanya Charitamrita, which gives all the very deep philosophy of Krishna consciousness. The discussions of Ramananda Rai and other people with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and how Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu met with the Mayavadis like Prakashananda, Saraswati, and how he introduced Krishna consciousness wherever he went. So the Chaitanya Charitamrita, very important for all of us. And as devotees, we want to spend our time reading these books regularly, not just reading them, not just studying them. Srila Prabhupada wrote to he was the temple president in New York in the 1970s. And Srila Prabhupada wrote to him. It was at the time of initiation. Some devotees were being initiated. Prabhupada had sent a letter. And Prabhupada had written in the letter, he said, tell the devotees they should cram my purports. He said they should cram my purports. You know, cram something, cram, just like if you're very cramped, you know, you go on an Indian train or in the Indian bus, you're crammed together, crushed together. So cram my purports. Cram, just like if you have an exam, when we were studying at school, if we hadn't prepared and the next day you have an exam, you have to stay up all night, you have to cram for the exam. You know, you try to do the whole year's work in one night. You cram. So Prabhupada used that word. He said, cram my purports. He wanted us to study these Prabhupada's purports very intensely. And Prabhupada's purports are like his ecstasies as he goes through the scriptures of Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam and Chaitanya Charitamrita. Of course, he gave us also the Nectar of Devotion, which is his summary study of the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. And he gave us also the teachings of Lord Chaitanya, which he described. He said, that's a book I have written on my own. And we have also Srila Prabhupada's smaller book like Sri Ishopanishad. Small books generally like Science of Self-Realization and so on. These are books which were published after Prabhupada departed from the world. The editors, the BBT managers, they collected different articles of Srila Prabhupada and compiled them together in books. But Srila Prabhupada's main concern was writing commentaries on Srimad Bhagavatam. He took a break from the Srimad Bhagavatam to work on the Chaitanya Charitamrita. And he also gave us Upadesh Amrita, which is another very important book. Upadesh Amrita was discovered by Bhaktivinoda Thakur. It had been written by Rupa Goswami, but nobody even had a copy, nobody had even heard of it. But Bhaktivinoda Thakur had gone in Vrindavan and he'd met one elderly gentleman who had a very nice library. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, can I have a look at your library? And when he was looking at the man's library, he found Upadesh Amrita, written on palm leaves by Rupa Goswami. And so Bhaktivinoda Thakur was in ecstasy when he found this book. Another book by Rupa Goswami. And he brought it, he wrote a commentary on it. Later on, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada wrote commentaries also on it. And then later on, our own Srila Prabhupada wrote his commentary on Bhakti, on Upadesh Amrita. So very valuable. These literatures had almost been lost. Bhaktivinoda Thakur had to labor to find a copy of Chaitanya Charitamrita. It was so difficult to get one copy of Chaitanya Charitamrita. So Srila Prabhupada wanted to present these books for the whole world. And he labored himself, having the books translated. He would stay up all night writing and write commentaries and guiding the artists also, the different paintings which appear there in Srila Prabhupada's books. Prabhupada would tell the artists how to paint the pictures, what should be done. He would tell what kind of clothes the people wear, who should have a shaved head, who should have a beard, mustache, these kinds of things. Prabhupada would give all the directions to the artists. Every detail in the book was important for Srila Prabhupada. And when the first Krishna book came out, it was so beautiful. Such a beautiful Krishna book. It was big, big size, with a silver cover, with the beautiful Radha Krishna picture on the front. So Srila Prabhupada had everything picked about paper, good paper, the nice font, print, it should be clear, it should be easy to read. Srila Prabhupada wanted to make the books perfect. He wanted that we would value these books and that we would read them, and reading these books, studying them, it will change our life. Certainly Prabhupada's books have that effect. Many of us came to Krishna consciousness. Sometimes we ask, how many of you came to Krishna consciousness by Prabhupada's books? Practically every one of us. When we go through it, when we ask people, I know I myself, I got my first contact with Krishna consciousness with Prabhupada's books. And it brought me to go to the temple. I got a book, I bought a Krishna book, I took it home, showed my friend. He said, wow, he said, I've got a book by the same person. And he looked through his book, his library, and he came out with the topmost yoga system. This was 1970. This was, the movement was so new. They didn't even have any books. We had no books. I was living in Calcutta Temple in 1975. We didn't have a Bhagavad Gita. We had one Bhagavad Gita in the whole temple. Oh, it was 1977, because I remember Bhakti Charu Swami was just he was just becoming a devotee, and we wanted to give him a book to read, because we could see he's a very educated young man, he's very interested. We have to give him a book to read. We had one Bhagavad Gita, but I protested. I said, we're using that book. I said, we have it for class it's the only book for our class every evening. So they said, well, we want to give him a book. I said, well, look, here's a Nectar of Devotion. I said, this is a very nice book. Why didn't give? And so we gave that book to him. And afterwards, after he became a devotee, he said, because I got the Nectar of Devotion, it was so wonderful, it was such a beautiful book. He said, I fell in love with it. I knew I had to become a devotee. He said, Bhagavad Gita, they said it's all right, but it's not like the Nectar of Devotion. The Nectar of Devotion was just, this was Bhakti Charu Swami, this was his words. It convinced him. He got the book, and it convinced him he had to join the Krishna consciousness movement. So Prabhupada's books, they're so wonderful, they're so powerful. Of course, nowadays we say, oh, everybody's got a mobile phone, we don't read books, and people don't read so much. But still, we do, you read the mobile phone. How much can you read on the mobile phone? You can read a minute or two, a few minutes, but you cannot go very deep of them. But just enough, you can get the impact. Then I've got to get the book. Maybe you get some little cutting on your mobile phone. Then you have to get the book. It's a book which you need. And the books are there. We've got to make them available. We've got to distribute them everywhere. This is our business as devotees. Wherever we go, take some books with us and try to give out the mercy. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki.
Thank you very much, Maharaj, for sharing with us those fascinating stories of your own experiences with Srila Prabhupada, and how much importance Srila Prabhupada placed on writing his books. I remember some years ago I was in Bangkok staying with Maharaj. In the morning, Maharaj would get up, take breakfast, plate of khichdi, and go out all day on book distribution. And this way, by his personal example, showing us the life of dedication to Srila Prabhupada's books. Thank you very much, Maharaj. We invite Sarvadrik Prabhu to kindly come to the stage. Thank you all for coming today in spite of inclement weather. Nabadipe Brahmate Jai Pade Pade Pai Koti Ashvamedapal Sharva Shastragai. Just by walking to this program, you're accruing the benefits of hundreds of thousands of Ashvamedha Yagyas. What a place and what a topic to be discussing. Connecting with Srila Prabhupada. Our next speaker, Savadrik Prabhu, he joined the Krishna consciousness movement 1974 in the United States. And Prabhu performed various types of services in the United States, temple president, head pujari, etc., preaching. Prabhu recently, in a few years, he's been residing in Navadip, Mayapur. We're very fortunate to have Prabhu regularly here with us for various programs. He's a traveling preacher, residing in Mayapur and traveling particularly in North India and preaching. And we're very happy to have Savadrik Prabhu today, the Prabhupada Connect program. Prabhu's topic is Prabhupada's vision of ISKCON as an educational institute. Welcome to Savadrik Prabhu, Dash Adhikari.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Atul Krishna. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Sri Mate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nityananda Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nivishesha Shandavadi Paschatsadeshata Vanchakopati Vischa Kripa Sindhu Devacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavyo Namo. To follow up with Maharaj's story, I'd like to relate one book distribution story that many of you have probably not heard. Srila Prabhupada, as we remember, was wandering the streets of New York City alone in his sannyas dhoti, his Prabhupada hat, his thin wool chadar, white rubber shoes, in the freezing cold, looking for opportunities to distribute books. As he walked past a storefront, he saw a perfect opportunity to display his books, an empty window with bookshelves. So he went inside and approached the owner of the store and requested that, may I display my books in your window? The owner became very angry. Why are you going to get out of here? Who wants stupid books, stupid books? Prabhupada was undisturbed, unruffled. So he asked the lady, okay, could I sit down? I'm very tired. Can I sit down for a few minutes? She said, okay, sit down, sit. Then he said to her, could you provide an old man a glass of water? She said, okay, have some water. So Prabhupada took water, he's sitting there. A few minutes later, the lady came up to her and said, you know, I was thinking your books would look pretty good in our first storefront. Just by doing the smallest little service for Prabhupada, giving him a place to sit, offering him a glass of water, her whole demeanor changed. And Prabhupada had his books on display in his New York City storefront. So if we examine the activities of this society, ISKCON, we will see that education, the distribution of knowledge, education means the distribution of knowledge. Education means that knowledge is our product. We are distributors of knowledge, and that takes the form of a book, because a book we can describe from a material point of view. It has dimension, it has mass, has pages, has color, has certain weight, but that's not a book. A book is what is contained, the knowledge that is contained within the book, the transcendental knowledge contained within the book. And one can get many things from books. You can get peace of mind from psychological book. You can understand medicine from anatomy or physiology, biology. You can understand electronics. You can understand history, geometry, mathematics, many things you can understand from a book. A book can make you famous. A book can make you wealthy. A book can make you prominent, famous in the world. But these books of this world cannot give you Krishna. What we're distributing is the topmost knowledge. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita 9th chapter, Raja Vidya Raja Guyam Pavitramadam Uttaman Pratyaksha Bhagamam Dhamyam Susukam Kartam Yavyayam. That this is Raja Vidya, topmost knowledge for the topmost class of person who is fit to understand what is written in the pages of these books. These books are actually incarnations of the Lord in paper and ink. For example, everyone knows the deity. It's either made of stone or wood or metal. But is God stone, wood, or metal? He appears personally in his transcendental Archa Vigraha form to bless the worshipper. In the same way, one who thumbs through the pages of these transcendental books comes directly in contact with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Because he's present. Srila Prabhupada said, we can worship Srimad Bhagavatam with 16 upachars. With dupam, deepam, naivedyam, tulsi, you can worship Bhagavatam exactly as you worship the deity because he's non-different. And Bhagavatam itself says, idam bhagavatam nama purana brahma samhitam uttama shloka charitam chakara bhagavan rishi nishaya saya lokasya danyam swastiyana mahat. Idam bhagavatam purana brahma samhitam. This book is not different from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So when we distribute one of these books, when we distribute this priceless knowledge, we're exactly like taking the deity of Radha Madhav and putting it in somebody's hand. Here, take Krishna. In the form of paper and ink. And what is this knowledge? Jnanam paramagoyam me yad vijnana samanditam uttama shloka charitam chakara bhagavan. This is the most confidential knowledge, guyam, most confidential knowledge of the personality of Godhead in the pages of a book. So if we distill everything down that ISKCON does, ultimately we are distributors of transcendental knowledge. We have our cultural aspects, our dress, our way of life, our diet. All of those things are malleable. We can adjust according to circumstance. But the core principles, the core values of the ISKCON society are the transcendental knowledge we find in these books that Srila Prabhupada gave. So one may ask, well, if book distribution, knowledge distribution is what ISKCON is all about, why are you spending lakhs of crores and rupees building temples? Why are you distributing food? Why do we do these things? 6 Goswamis didn't do that. They didn't build temples. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu never opened a temple. He didn't print a book. He only spoke Sikshastakam. Why are we doing this? Simply Prabhupada's genius to attract people that they can, one blessed day, take home a book, open it, become inspired, and chant the holy name. It's Prabhupada's transcendental genius to attract people, because everyone wants to see a big building, they like to taste good food, they like drama, they like art, they like music. But these are like hooks to get people to open their mind and understand what is the philosophy of Krishna consciousness, what is our core value, what are we distributing. This is the whole idea behind creating an institution. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur talked about institution as being put in a church. That many unhappy things come when we make an institution. People strive for position and influence, labha, puja, pratishta. They strive for many things. But how is the message going to be distributed without an institution? Bhaktivinoda Thakur himself had 500 Bhakti Vriksha groups that he maintained, preaching mission. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur opened 108 temples all over India, initiated 60,000 disciples. Of course, his mentality, he said, I don't have any disciples. Although he initiated 60,000 disciples, he said, I don't have any disciples, only 4. My 2 arms and my 2 legs. Those are my only disciples. But he made an institution, even though institution creates many paradoxes. Srila Prabhupada, following the instruction of his spiritual master, did the same thing. Made a GBC, made an institution to distribute the message, to distribute knowledge. Because this is priceless knowledge of what is the soul, what is God, what is this world, what is pradhan, what is prakriti, what is atma, what is karma, what is kala. He made this knowledge easily available to the whole world in an unprecedented way. In the history of Vaishnavism, Srila Prabhupada made this knowledge available all over the world. More, we can say, even from an objective point of view, more than Ramanuja, who never left India, more than Madhva, who never left India. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur never left India. Srila Prabhupada took this knowledge in an unprecedented way and distributed it all over the world. So what are we supposed to do? Maharaj was mentioning. What do our acharyas do? What did the 6 Goswamis do? Krishnadas Kaviraj, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Ramanuja, Madhva, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Baladeva Debushan, Saraswati Thakur, our Prabhupada, all distributors of knowledge. This is the essential activity of the Krishna consciousness movement. It's why Srila Prabhupada created an ISKCON society. We should reflect on that deeply. Why is there a society? Why does it exist? For this reason only, to distribute knowledge, to uplift people, to give them mercy from the very essential principles, just to be a human being. Prabhupada would quote Chanakya Pandit, Matrivat Paradarishu, I'm forgetting verse. Matrivat Paradarishu, Paradavyeshu Lushtavat Atmavat Sarvabhuteshu Yapashati Sapanditat. Who is a learned person who sees every woman other than his own wife, he respects her as mother. More than Prabhu, as mother. He sees someone's possessions as a clod of dirt in the street, and he respects another person as much as he treats another person as he treats his own self. So from the very bottom line of knowledge, how to act like a human being, how to be a vegetarian, just how to be a human being, all the way to the most confidential, Paramaguyame, topmost understanding of, irreducible understanding of God, Radha Krishna Lila. Confidential knowledge, most confidential knowledge. This is the purpose of this ISKCON society. And this is why we exist. That's why Prabhupada insisted, make an educational institution. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur wanted the same thing. Bhaktivinoda Thakur wanted the same thing. Educational institution to distribute this knowledge, to make it available. And this is the history of our Gaudiya, this is the history of Goswamis. Nana Shastavikarcharanai Nipanu Sat Dharma Sanstapako Lokanam Hitakarano Tribhuvane Manyo Sharanyakar. Out of mercy, Hitakarino, to help people, to uplift people, to enlighten people who are drowning in an ocean of ignorance. Agyana Timarandasya. What did they do? They studied Shastra. They didn't concoct, they didn't make up a philosophy, concoct a new way. They presented Shastra. They're Shastra Nipuna, expert in Shastra. Why? Sat Dharma Sanstapako. To establish Dharma, to establish how to live in this world and how to leave this world. Every other religion in the world teaches how to be happy in this world, how to enjoy Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. We're teaching, Shastra is teaching, how to leave this world, go back home, back to Godhead. This is the highest contribution, not how to live here happily. That is pocket change. If you have $100 in your pocket, all your $5 problems are solved. If someone understands the value of Shastra, of how to leave this world, how to leave and never come back, this is the highest contribution to human society. So the 6 Goswamis established this principle, became expert, Shastra Nipuna, to establish Dharma. And what is Dharma? In Kali Yuga, Etavani Lokesmin Pungsa Dharma Parasmitya Bhakti Yogo Bhagavati Tanama Ghanadibi. Dharma means in Kali Yuga to establish the chanting of the holy name of Krishna in every town and village. This is Shastra is telling us, Mahaprabhu, God, it's so important. The chanting holy name is so important that God himself comes to participate. To participate in chanting the holy name and to distribute the holy name. Is there any doubt what we should be doing? What the purpose of our society is? Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu didn't teach deity worship. He didn't teach yajna. He didn't open temples. He instituted the chanting of the holy name. Kali Kali Nama Rupe Krishna Avatar. That Krishna descends, he's available in this age in the form of his name. So is there any doubt what we should be doing? Following the instruction of Srila Prabhupada and not be deviated by any other principle. All the other things, deity worship, yajna, these are, we can say, angas of the chanting of the holy name, of the Harinam Sankirtan that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said. And Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur said, what is our like tagline, like the sports people? They say, just do it. Just do it. Doesn't matter how sinful it is, how degraded it is, just do it. So what is our line? Param vijayate Sri Krishna Sankirtanam. Let there be all victory to the chanting of the holy name. And this is the fruit of knowledge. If we understand what the Shastra is telling us, then what do? We distribute the holy name. Because this is the process of self-realization in the sense. Kriteya dayato vishnum chaitanyam yajagomakai dvapare parechayayam kalodan harikirtana. There is no other process of self-realization in Kali Yuga. Not by jnana, not by yoga, not by karma. Simply by chanting the holy name of the Lord. And this is the message of Shastra. And this is our business as a society to distribute this knowledge. That the holy name of Krishna is Krishna himself. Nama chintamane Krishna chaitanya rasa vigraha. Purna shuddho nitya mukto benatam nama nama namino. Nama and nami, name and named, are the same. And people can become not only liberated from this world, but will develop love of God. Because the fruit of chanting Krishna Naam is Krishna Prem. So let us distribute this knowledge, the fruit, the highest understanding of Shastra for this age of Kali, the Yuga Dharma, to chant the holy name, liberate people, and fulfill the desire of our entire Guru Parampara, and receive the blessing of Srila Prabhupada and all the Vaishnavas. Thank you very much for your kind attention. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.
Thank you very much, Savadrik Prabhu, for sharing with us those important aspects of Prabhupada's vision of our society as an educational institute. We invite Bhima Prabhu, kindly come to the stage and take a seat on the Vyasasan. This morning's program, we've got various interesting programs for you this morning. Other speakers will be presenting after Bhima Prabhu. Radhika Nagar Prabhu, I believe Madan Mohan Prabhu also, either this morning or this evening, 5 o'clock this evening. Yeah. Also, a special reminder this evening, His Holiness Srila Jai Potaka Shami Maharaj will be present on the stage, and he'll be also sharing with us his realizations on connecting with Srila Prabhupada. Bhima Prabhu, he's been preaching in India since the time of Srila Prabhupada. He's based in ISKCON, Prabhupada's special temple, ISKCON Juhu, Mumbai. And Bhima Prabhu, he is a great advocate of distribution of Srila Prabhupada's books. And for many years, he has been serving in the capacity of heading up the BBT in India. And we're very grateful to Bhima Prabhu for joining today with us. And his topic will be connecting to Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So our topic, or the topic that I've been asked to speak about, is developing a relationship with our founder Acharya. The International Society for Krishna Consciousness, the founder Acharya is His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, our beloved spiritual master. So, first of all, why should we develop a relationship? And there is a myriad of reasons, but some of those reasons that come to mind is, when we understand the word Acharya, Acharya has different contexts. One who teaches by example, they are known as Acharya. But another context of Acharya is someone who leads a spiritual movement, who heads an institution, starts an institution. They're known as the Acharya. In this case, when Srila Prabhupada's referred to as the founder Acharya, it's in that sense, that he is the leader of this International Society for Krishna Consciousness. And, of course, he founded the institution, and he's guided the institution. And I should say that he is continuing to guide this institution. Now, in order for devotees to understand his important position in this society, the GBC have passed resolutions talking about Srila Prabhupada's eminent position as the Siksha Guru for everyone in the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. And so therefore, considering his preeminent position in our society, we should have a relationship with him. Everything is based on relationships. Two businessmen come together and they have dinner together, and based on that relationship they have developed, some business venture is started. So, Srila Prabhupada, developing a relationship with Srila Prabhupada, our founder Acharya, is so important for us. Because it would be very difficult to find anyone who has so much compassion for the fallen conditioned souls as Srila Prabhupada does. Just imagine, there are so many devotees living in Vrindavan, more advanced, less advanced, and I'm not just talking about our ISKCON devotees, but all kinds of devotees are living in Vrindavan, and they're very attached to Vrindavan. They are so attached to Vrindavan, they never want to leave Vrindavan. They want to stay in Vrindavan. And we all have our experiences going to Vrindavan and how nice it can be, how it's easy to become or be Krishna conscious in Vrindavan, because consciousness of Krishna is everywhere in Vrindavan. But we see Srila Prabhupada, his attachment to Vrindavan was very great, and he had such a nice arrangement living in Vrindavan. He was staying in, he had 2 rooms in Radha Damodar. Everyone has seen the rooms in Radha Damodar, I suppose. And a nice veranda, right? And his rent was only 5 rupees a month, okay? And part of the deal was that Srila Prabhupada would also get 1 maha plate from Radha Damodar, right? So everything was taken care of for him there. His room where he sat overlooked the samadhi of Srila Rupa Goswami. So nice. But he left that. He left that nice arrangement out of immense, well, two reasons: to follow the instruction of his spiritual master and his immense compassion for the fallen conditioned souls. So much compassion. And when he got to America, not knowing, which way to go after he got off the boat, he struggled for a long time without much result. But never did he become discouraged. Never did his purpose falter. All due to his attachment to the instructions of his spiritual master and his compassion for the fallen conditioned souls. So, who wouldn't want to have a relationship with such a person? Right? Even those who have differences with ISKCON's way of functioning, difference with some finer philosophical understandings, still they all agree that Srila Prabhupada, what he did and how he did it, is simply a miracle. So, developing that relationship is important for us to maintain our Krishna consciousness. And how do we do that? How do we establish our relationship with the founder Acharya? Of course, Srila Prabhupada has explained that whatever I wanted to say is in my books. So that's one way of establishing relationship with Srila Prabhupada, is by reading his books. He worked tirelessly translating his books for our benefit, right? He said, I want all my disciples to read all my books, regularly read the books, and that goes for the future generations also. He wanted us to know the books, like a lawyer, like he said, like a lawyer knows the law and cites so many cases in the court. And that way we should understand his books so well that we can cite from them to establish various devotional principles. So that's one way, reading the books. And of course, he made it very clear that if you really want to please me, then distribute my books. When Satsvarup Maharaj was a very new devotee, 26 Second Avenue, he tells a story how he saw a mango in the market, and he bought that mango. And Srila Prabhupada was in his rooms, when it was in his room, behind the, 26 Second Avenue. You go through a little courtyard, and he had a room up there. And the devotees were sitting in front of Srila Prabhupada. He was at his desk. And Satsvarup Maharaj came in and put the mango on his desk quietly and went and sat down. And Srila Prabhupada said, "Oh, nice boy." Right? And the other devotees sitting there, they laughed. And Prabhupada said, "No, it's not funny. This is love." So didati pratigrinati, exchange. Prabhupada encouraged that the devotees develop a loving relationship with him. And he's still encouraging that. It's not that Srila Prabhupada's physically not present and somebody missed the boat and it's too bad. It's not like that. Srila Prabhupada is eternally present. Just as Krishna says, Sarvascha Chaham, and he, what's the other part? So I'm in everyone's heart, he explains. And from me comes knowledge, remembrance, and forgetfulness. So Krishna, as we know, he's never alone. Krishna's never alone. He's always with his devotees, right? When Srila Prabhupada was instructing the artist in painting pictures, he told them never Krishna should appear alone. He should be at least with a cow or so. As the Lord is residing within our hearts, along with him is our founder Acharya. He's also residing there. And as we're trying to develop a relationship with Krishna, that's what the spiritual master gives. He gives sambandham gaan, knowledge by which we become interested to establish our relationship with him, with the Supreme Lord. So in the same way, when we're reading Srila Prabhupada's books, we're getting to know Srila Prabhupada, right? And then we can take that a little further when we get to know Srila Prabhupada by doing something to please him, right? And there's so many ways that we can please Srila Prabhupada. Of course, one of the main ways that we can do is distribute his books. But there are other ways. Srila Prabhupada speaks in the Chaitanya Charitamrita that the spiritual master is not so much pleased when the disciple brings money, something like that, but he becomes more pleased when he sees that the devotees are chanting their 16 rounds, following the regulated principles, and endeavoring to be Krishna conscious. That also pleases Srila Prabhupada. That also, by endeavoring in that way and making that a focus, it pleases him. And our relationship is established by that. And we want to establish that relationship because our connection to all of the parampara is through Srila Prabhupada. Our connection, when we leave this body, and if we're fortunate enough to make it to the spiritual world, right? Who's going to introduce us to Krishna? Srila Prabhupada. He's going to say, here's this devotee, and you know, this devotee did this in your service and that in your service, right? If you're introduced to somebody, let's say there's a big person, and how would you meet them? But if somebody who's friendly with them introduces you, who has a very close relationship with them, and they introduce you, then automatically that person becomes inclined towards you. So that is a very important reason to establish our relationship with Srila Prabhupada, our founder Acharya, so that on our behalf, he intercedes for us on behalf of Krishna. Radharani does the same thing. She intercedes on behalf of the other devotees in Vrindavan for Lord Krishna to accept their service. And because of her attachment to Krishna and Krishna's attachment to Radharani, if Radharani says, accept this devotee, well, Krishna is bound to do it. Right? That's why the devotees in Vrindavan, they all chant Radhe Radhe. Because they know Radhe's, Srimati Radharani's potency to influence Lord Krishna on their behalf. So our connection to Krishna, all of us ISKCON members, is through Srila Prabhupada, our founder Acharya. And if we work to develop that relationship, then he can intercede on our behalf. Just imagine the intensity of the relationship Srila Prabhupada has with Krishna. He came on behalf of his spiritual master to the West. He wanted people to take to Krishna consciousness, and people who had no credit, no knowledge, and very little punya, pious credits, they all of a sudden were chanting, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And not only they were going off into far-off countries, Africa, you know, different places around the world, and they were getting people to chant. How is it possible? Because each and every one of them, due to the compassion and sincerity of Srila Prabhupada, They were enlightened within the heart by Lord Krishna to do service, to do practice Krishna consciousness. So just imagine the potency or the attachment that Krishna has for Srila Prabhupada and that Srila Prabhupada has for Krishna. So that is why we need, and it is advisable, that we develop our relationship with Srila Prabhupada, the founder Acharya of ISKCON, so that he will intercede on our behalf. Krishna and Srila Prabhupada have this amazing relationship, and Srila Prabhupada has an affinity for anyone who pushes forward the Krishna consciousness. He was so grateful to his disciples. Many times he said that I feel as though my spiritual master has sent you all here. You're coming from him just to help me. So Srila Prabhupada was so grateful for what the devotees did and how they helped him to fulfill the mission of his spiritual master. It's good for us to tap into that relationship, and it's possible. It's easy, right? Read Srila Prabhupada's books, try to apply them in our lives, give that knowledge to others, distribute Srila Prabhupada's books, stick to the principles of Krishna consciousness, faithfully chant our 16 rounds, and certainly our relationship with Srila Prabhupada will develop, and it'll bear fruit, and that fruit will be that will develop attachment and love for Krishna. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Bhima Prabhu, for sharing with us those valuable insights on connecting with Srila Prabhupada. We invite our next speaker, Radhika Nagar Prabhu, to kindly come to the stage. Bhima Prabhu was sharing the significance of the title of Founder Acharya. He was sharing how any service that we offer in this movement is accepted by Srila Prabhupada, appreciated by Srila Prabhupada, and Srila Prabhupada will be there when we're entering the spiritual world to introduce us to Krishna. Isn't that encouraging? So we invite His Grace Gouranga Das Brahmachari to kindly come to the stage. Just a reminder that this morning we're having various speakers after Gouranga Prabhu, Radhika Nagar Prabhu, and then Ramanapati will also be facilitating some cultural programs with the Sri Mayapur Institute, Sri Mayapur International School students. Our next speaker, Gouranga Prabhu, he's a member of the Governing Body Commissioner. He is a trustee of the GBC College. He's a member of the GBC Organizational Development Committee. He's the Divisional Director of Devotee Care and Temple Development. He's the Director of the Govardhan Eco Village. And he's also the Administrative Director of the Bhaktivedanta Research Center in Kolkata. And this way we see Prabhu is personally taking so many responsibilities in the mission of Srila Prabhupada, and we're very fortunate to have such an eminent leader of our movement and such a committed devotee to Prabhupada's mission to speak with us today. Now Prabhu's topic is the very interesting topic that the prophecy of 10,000-year golden age and Srila Prabhupada's role. Very interesting. And so we invite His Grace Gouranga Das Brahmachari to address us.
Hare Krishna. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nityananda Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisheshi Shunyavadi Paschata Deshtarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Atul Krishna Prabhu, Janmashtami Prabhu, and the organizers of this very wonderful event. In the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami says, Ei rupe achan dale kirtano sanchare, naam prema mala ganthi podela sansare. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came with a garland which had the flowers of prema strewn on the string of nama. And Lord Chaitanya came to bestow this garland upon the entire universe. When Krishna appeared 5,000 years ago, he had a mission to taste love and to teach love. Prema rasa niryasa korite aswadan, raga marga loke bhakti korite pracharan. And when Krishna appeared in the mood of Srimati Radharani and shared that freely to everybody starting from this place, Sridham Mayapur, then there was practically nobody in the whole world who was aware of this treasure. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in the Chaitanya Charitamrita it is described, did not openly distribute this nectar in Navadvip. Navadvipe ei shakti no koila prachare, se shakti prachari nistarila dakshina deshe. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu restricted himself in openly spreading the Sankirtan mission in Navadvip because he did not find favorable takers for this. So Srila Prabhupada writes in the purport that whenever we try to spread the Sankirtan mission, sometimes people will be favorable, sometimes people will not be favorable. Even Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu experienced that. And therefore Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did his kirtans within Shrivas Angan. And the one big public Harinam was when he had the protest march against Chand Kazi. Otherwise, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu decided he would take sannyas and then spread the glories of the holy name. And he comes to Jagannath Puri, and from Jagannath Puri he decides that he has to go and travel to all the places in South India and distribute this prema. And so he is seeking the blessings of the devotees, and the devotees are telling him, you cannot go, you cannot leave Puri, we will all die. Sarabham Bhattacharya tells him, Shire Bajrapadi Mora Putra Morijai, Taha Sahit Tomar Vicheda Sahananayai. I love you so much that your separation will kill me. In fact, I don't mind experiencing thunderbolt upon my head or even the death of my own son, but I cannot tolerate pangs of separation from you. This was the kind of attachment which was binding Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Jagannath Puri. But Lord Chaitanya realized he has a mission, and the mission is to spread the Sankirtan movement. And so Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stayed for a few more days with Sarabham Bhattacharya and then approaches Sarabham Bhattacharya seeking blessings to leave for South India. Ghore Krishna bhaji more kora ashirvade, Nila chale asi jena tomar prasade. Lord Chaitanya tells Sarabham Bhattacharya, please give me blessings so that I can return back from South India to Puri. So Srila Prabhupada writes in his purport, generally sannyasis give blessings to grahasthas. Here Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as a sannyasi is seeking blessings of a grahastha, which is Sarabham Bhattacharya. How is that possible? And then Srila Prabhupada mentions that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu recognized that Sarabham Bhattacharya was worshipping Krishna sincerely at home. Ghare Krishna bhaji. And so, Srila Prabhupada mentions in another place, a grihastha can utilize his Lakshmi in 5 ways. Ideal grihastha ashram means first part of the money you use for worshipping Krishna. Second part of the money you use for serving the devotees. Third part of the money you use for distribution of prasadam. Fourth part of the Lakshmi you used for serving other animals like cows or taking care of other beings who are dependent on humans. And then after these 4 parts have been distributed, the 5th part to utilize for maintaining one's own family. And so Srila Prabhupada says, then this becomes the ashram. So therefore, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, through this verse, while glorifying Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, he has actually sown the seeds for the future of our movement the way we see, where the temples become the places where people get inspired how to practice Krishna consciousness. And then they take that inspiration and transform their own home into a temple by enabling Krishna naam, Krishna katha and Krishna prasad. And like that, the whole movement is centered around transforming each and every home into a temple. And so, when Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu glorifies Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, he glorifies him as a person who has transformed his home into a temple, and therefore he has the potency even to bless a sannyasi. And so finally, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya agrees to allow Lord Chaitanya to leave, and Lord Chaitanya comes and takes darshan and seeks the blessings of Lord Jagannath, Baladev and Subhadra at the temple of Lord Jagannath. And when he is offering his respects and prayers, the garland of Lord Jagannath falls, and the pujari brings it and offers it to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Agyamala paya harshe namaskara kori anande dakshina deshe chale gaura. First time. And Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is surrounded by devotees, and he dances in the middle of all of those devotees. Kanchana sadrisha deha. Mahaprabhu with his golden effulgent form and with tears of ecstasy flowing from his eyes and the hairs standing upon end, he is demonstrating the power of Shuddha Prema, the Mahabhav which he had come to share with everybody. And devotees surround Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu from all sides, and they are enchanted by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's beauty and bliss. Chaudike te sab loka bole hori hori, premaveshe madhye nritya kore gaur hari. And in great ecstasy, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is chanting and dancing in the midst of the devotees and encouraging each and every devotee, irrespective of their social status, caste, sex, background, to participate in this Harinam. Keha nache keha gaye Sri Krishna Gopal, premete bhasila lokastri briddha abal. Whether it is children, women, old men, everybody is encouraged and inspired by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to start this Harinama Sankirtan. And it is at this moment when the world is seeing for the first time the amazing explosion of the Harinam Sankirtan led by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself. Lord Nityananda Prabhu is witnessing this amazing historic scene, and Lord Nityananda Prabhu cannot resist himself. What Lord Nityananda Prabhu sees is basically the topic of our discussion today. The prophecy is made by Lord Nityananda at Alarnath when he sees this Harinam Sankirtan inaugurated by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Lord Nityananda says, Dekhe Nityananda Prabhu kohe bhakta gane, ei rupe nritya aage hobe grame grame. Seeing this Harinam Sankirtan at Alarnath, Lord Nityananda says to all the devotees, ei rupe, in this manner, nritya hobe, the chanting and dancing will happen grame grame, in every town and village across the whole world. So 500 years ago at Alarnath, Lord Nityananda Prabhu made the prediction that the Harinam Sankirtan will be spread all over the whole world by His Divine Grace Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. And therefore, with that prediction made by Lord Nityananda, His Divine Grace Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, without at that particular point of time knowing the future, he comes and meets Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada in Ultadanga Junction Road at the terrace. And Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada gives him this instruction to spread in the English language all over the world. This is a very important instruction because so far our Srimad Bhagavatam commentaries and the Gaur Lila discussions and commentaries were either in Sanskrit or Bangla. And unless you are proficient in Sanskrit or Bangla, it is not possible to get access to this literature. Even in India, around 1800, 1314 period, there were at least 650,000 Sanskrit Gurukuls. But then with Macaulay's Act coming in, gradually all of those Gurukuls were shut down. Many of those Gurukuls were burnt. The Sanskrit teachers were killed. A lot of other atrocities happened. But the result of that was the English education became more prominent even within India. And the basis for Sanskrit as a language to be taught in every village, that was eclipsed. So even within Bharat, when people did not have access to Sanskrit, what to speak of rest of the world? So one of Srila Prabhupada's disciples, he made a nice realization in one of the Vyas Puja offerings, that Krishna organized the British to have colonies in different parts of the world. So there may have been a lot of negative things as a result of that. But one positive thing was English became a language for so many parts of the world. And when the whole world was connected with English, Srila Prabhupada could translate his books into English. He could write commentaries in English to the Bhaktivedanta purports and immediately spread Krishna consciousness all across the whole world. So therefore, when Srila Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada gave this instruction, His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada, at that time a Grahastha, and Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur departed in 1936, December 31st. And after that, he saw right in front of his eyes the Gaudiya Math was having challenges, conflicts, difficulties. So at that point, Srila Prabhupada was staying as a Grahastha in Sitakant Banerjee Lane in Kolkata. And he had given the first floor of his house for the Gaudiya Math Brahmacharis to study Harinamamrita Vyakarana. And one of the Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada disciples, Dol Govind Shastri, was a Sanskrit teacher and he was teaching the Gaudiya Math Brahmacharis the Sanskrit Vyakaran from Harinamamrita Vyakaran. So Dol Govind Shastri came out after teaching one day, and Srila Prabhupada's ground floor was where he would stay, and on the first floor the Gaudiya Math Brahmacharis were learning. And there was a staircase which connected the ground floor to the first floor. And Srila Prabhupada, that time Abhay Babu, he was sitting and chanting japa there. And Dol Govinda Shastri comes and sits right next to Prabhupada and says, Abhay Babu, I just gave an entire lecture along with Harinamamrita Vyakaran. I just spoke about Lord Chaitanya's prophecy. Prithviti ache joto nagaradi gram, sarvatra prachara hoibe muranam. In every town and village the holy name will spread. I gave that lecture, I spoke about it, but I don't have conviction. Will that ever happen? If it will happen, how will it happen? Abhay Babu, at that time, a humble grihastha, following his duties very diligently, maintaining his family, the business, and at the same time practicing the instructions he received from Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada and meditating and incubating the seed of that idea. As he was chanting, he paused, he got up and took 2 steps down in the staircase, turned around and pointing towards Dolo Govinda Shastri, he said, if Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has made that prediction, it must happen someday. Then Srila Prabhupada took 2 steps down further, turned again to Dolo Govinda Shastri and said, someday a fool who is surrendered at the lotus feet of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada will make it happen. And then Prabhupada continued, taking 1 more step down. At that moment, when there was a pause, Dol Govinda Shastri, who was also Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur disciple, started thinking, will it be me? And then Prabhupada reached the bottom of the stairs, turned around and looked to Dol Govinda Shastri and pointing his fingers, he said, it will not be you. And Dol Govinda Shastri for a moment started thinking, what does Abhay Babu think? He is going to do it or what? How can he do it? He is always thinking about business, money, business, money. How can he do it? He never imagined that it could be possible by a grihastha engaged in maintaining family, children and running business. But then, Krishna consciousness is not about the externals. It is not about the ashram. In his prayers to Lord Narsingadev, at that point, Prahlad Maharaj, he says, Evam janam nipatitam prabhavahi kupe kama bhikama manuya prapatan prasangat kritvatmasat surarshina bhagavan grihita soham katham nu visrijeta vabhritya sevam. Prahlad Maharaj says, my dear Lord Narsingadev, people are aspiring for your darshan. They consider darshan of your divine form to be the success of their spiritual life. But now I already have your darshan. But I have one more aspiration beyond that. Oh, what could be an aspiration beyond the direct darshan of the divine form of Lord Narsingadev? And Prahlad Maharaj says, I am coming in a demoniac family. Nipatitam prabhavahi kupe. And the material desires flowing within our family, they were like a swift flowing river. And I was also drowning in that and flowing in that, and I would have gone to hell because of following those material desires. Kama bhikamam anuya prapatan prasangat. The most defining factor in life, in either elevating us or degrading us, is association, sangha. And therefore, it was guaranteed that I was going to go to hell because of that demoniac association. But in the midst of that demoniac association, kritvatmasat sura rishina bhagavan grihita, one divine personality, Shripad Narad Muni, appeared in my life and gave his spiritual association. And therefore, Prabhupada would often quote, one moon better than 1,000 stars. One divine personality with divine intention, divine inspiration, divine intelligence, divine integrity, and divine intensity to spread the mission of pure devotional service is sufficient to create that change and transformation. And therefore, Srila Prabhupada established the International Society for Krishna Consciousness just so that as many demoniac people may be there in this planet, out of the 8 billion population, only 400 million population of this world are vegetarian. Almost 7.5 billion people on this planet, they are meat eaters. That's the kind of ecosystem we are living in. So Srila Prabhupada created this society so that however degraded, demoniac or deviant the world may be, but we need hope. We may be helpless, but we should not be hopeless. And therefore the Vaishnava society has been created to provide that hope, and Srila Prabhupada established ISKCON to keep giving hope to the people of this world forever, so that through the Vaishnava association, heart transformation can happen. And Srila Prabhupada, he came to London, and when he spoke, one reporter asked him, Swamiji, why you have come to London? And Srila Prabhupada said, the British came to India and for 300 years looted gold, jewelry, emeralds, rubies, diamonds, but they forgot to loot the most important jewel of India, the Bhagavad Gita. I have come to do home delivery here. And since then, till date, ISKCON and BBT have distributed 550 million plus pieces of literature based on the Gita and the Srimad Bhagavatam in more than 80 languages. Therefore, Srila Prabhupada has given us the entire framework. He has given us the devotees, he has given us the deities, he has given us the books, he has given us the process, he has given us the ability to keep ourselves hopeful even in the most helpless situation. And that, I think, is a fantastic, amazing, unprecedented contribution by His Divine Grace Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. One of the Sri Vaishnava Acharyas said, Ramanujacharya is considered to be an expansion of Lakshman, and he spread, bhakti in one part of India. And by seeing the activities of His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada, we can't even imagine who he may be for having spread Krishna consciousness all over the world in just 11 years. So therefore, based on the fact that Prabhupada has given us all of these things, from the mission to the institution, with clarity, with conviction, with compassion, it is but sure that for the next 10,000 years, whatever political, social and geopolitical changes the world may go through, the Krishna consciousness movement is here to stay. The devotees are here to stay. In Jagannath Puri also there were periods for 100 years Lord Jagannath deities were not within Jagannath temple because of attacks. The Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra deities were out of the temple. Worship was stopped for 100 years. But bhakti is dependent on the shraddha and the faith within the devotee's heart. And therefore, those devotees again came back and established the worship of Jagannath. And therefore, whatever cataclysms, challenges, difficulties the world may go through, Srila Prabhupada has given us Krishna naam, Krishna katha and Krishna prasad in such a solid way that there is no doubt that the mission will continue on for the next 10,000 years, thanks to His Divine Grace Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki. Thank you all very much for inviting me and allowing me to speak something. Pranam. Vanchakalpatarubhasya kripa sindhya pripatatanam pavanebhyo vaishnavibhyo namo.
Hare Krishna. We thank Gouranga Prabhu for sharing with us such fascinating realizations and showering upon us the gold kotha, the Bhagavat kotha, and Prabhupada, previously undisclosed leelas, Srila Prabhupada in Sita Kanta Banerjee Lane, and how Srila Prabhupada has set up the foundation wherein Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Sankirtan movement will spread all over the world and remain for the next 10,000 years. Thank you very much, Prabhu. We invite our next speaker, Radhika Naga Das Adhikari, to kindly come to the stage. After Radhika Naga Prabhu speaks, Ramanapati Prabhu will be facilitating the awards for our next generation of Prabhupada followers from the Bhaktivedanta Gurukul Academy and the Bhaktivedanta National School, of which Prabhu is the director, and we look forward to that. And we request you all to remain for those awards ceremonies to inspire our next generation of Prabhupada followers. His Grace Radhika Naga Prabhu, he joined the Krishna consciousness movement 30 years ago. He's actually born in Spain, and he joined the Krishna consciousness movement in Scotland, where he distributed books for 12 years, and in this way established a deep connection to Srila Prabhupada, which he'll be discussing with us today. Prabhu in 2008 came to Sri Mayapur Dham, and since that time he's been involved in Shastric education in Mayapur, in the Mayapur Institute, facilitating Bhakti Shastri, Bhakti Vaibhav, Bhakti Vedanta courses. Prabhu was supervising the Bhakti Vedanta program in the Mayapur Institute. And he's also helped to establish the Spanish department in Mayapur TV, very wonderful frontline pioneering preaching program. And Prabhu recently has taken over the responsibility of the administrative head of the Sri Mayapur International School. And so we're very fortunate to have Radhika Naga Prabhu with us today, and he will be speaking, helping us connect deeply to Srila Prabhupada, and Prabhu's topic will be our future hope. We welcome His Grace Radhika Naga Das Adhikari.
Omagyanatimirandasya gyananjana salakaya chaksurum militanyana tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine. Namaste Sarasvate Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesa Sunjavadi Paschati Adesatarine. Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Thank you. So first of all, I'd like to thank the organizers for making this program to happen. It's such an important thing to do for the members of the Krishna consciousness movement, to make our connection with the Srila Prabhupada very firm. And I'd like to thank you all for being here also. Sarvadrik Prabhu was mentioning about taglines today, Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanan. And like Atul Krishna Prabhu was mentioning, I became the head of the administration in the international school just about a few months ago. And I was also thinking of a tagline for the school. Like a tagline is like a sentence that helps you to identify give you a sense of identity and purpose. And I thought that a good tagline will be our future hope. And then just maybe a few weeks back, Yamasnimi Prabhu came to my house unexpectedly, and he invited me to speak for this program. And then I said to him, so what's the topic? And he said, our future hope. So I thought, okay, maybe Krishna wants me to speak on the topic. I don't know if we have the slides there. Yeah. You can put the slides, Prabhu? Yeah. So Prabhupada, he used this expression that the children are the future hope of the society. He used the sentence at least 6 times in different letters, and I like to read some of those quotes. So please also take care of the children. They are our future hopes. And the adolescent age is the most dangerous age. It is the turning point of one's life. In this age, if you take care of the children, surely they will come out first class, Krishna conscious devotees. Letter to Hayagriva, 1969. Next one, please. That is the success of the movement, because younger generation, they are the flowers, the future hope of the country, of the world. If they take this movement seriously, then the whole world will be happy. Another lecture in 1972. It's another quote with the same, with the next slide. If the children are given a Krishna conscious education from early childhood, then there is a great hope for the future of the world. Next slide, please. This is also 1973, a letter. Extend your activities to the university campus, because the younger generation is our future hope. Bamboo, while it's green, can be bent and carved, but while it is yellow and ripe, if there is an attempt to bend it, it cracks. So Prabhupada, today we're trying to connect with the Srila Prabhupada. In our Sastric teaching, one of the aims of Sastric study is mood and mission, understanding the mood and the mission of Srila Prabhupada. And the mood of Srila Prabhupada towards children is very clear. He is saying that he is the future hope. As members of the Krishna consciousness movement, it is our saving grace actually to understand what is Srila Prabhupada's mood and to implement that mood into our lives. We may read the books, we may dress as devotees, but the real thing is to actually imbibe Prabhupada's mood in every aspect of our lives. Prabhupada's, when we study the Shastra, Bhakti Shastri, Bhakti Vaibhava, and we go scrutinizingly go through the purports of Srila Prabhupada, we find so many sentences that really are very personal. They define our founder Acharya. And some of these main characteristics of Srila Prabhupada, of course, is his compassion, his broad-mindedness, his humility. Also, he's a very bold person, very confident. And this is a mood that Prabhupada had towards the children. Is the future hope. So, what is our mood towards the children? And if we, as ISKCON as a society over the last 50 plus years now, what was the mood towards children? Did we see them as the future hope? Certainly for some time, it wasn't like this. And I think it's very important that we have a change of heart in regards to this, because this is what Prabhupada wanted. Sometimes we may see children as a burden. Sometimes we may see children and we may think that, oh, this is the grihastas, they cannot control their senses, or so many misconceptions. They are a disturbance. So as a society and also individually, we need to understand the importance of our children. And, to understand the importance of the children. Why? Let's can you put the next slide, please? This is also Prabhupada's Muda mission in regards to children. So I may inform you that all our children born of Krishna conscious parents, they are welcome. And I want hundreds of children like that. Because in future, we expect to change the face of the world. Because child is the father of man. Later, 1968. Next slide, please. So, Srila Prabhupada, he had a mission. And the mission was, he expressed on one occasion to Burijan Prabhu, that I want every single person in the entire world to become Krishna conscious. And one way, one big asset that we have in ISKCON now as the society is expanding is that we are bringing very special souls to this world. These souls, I mean, you can see them here in Mayapur. We have sitting here many of our students from Smiths. And there on that side, we have some of the Gurukul students. Little interaction with them, we can see that these devotees, they are not ordinary souls. They have so much Krishna consciousness just by default. So how important is for us to fan that Krishna consciousness? If we don't do that, we're doing the greatest damage. It's a sacrilege, actually. It's the most, is so important. We may be grihastas, we may have our own children, and when we're talking about hope, actually, you can put the next slide, please, bro. This is another quote. This is actually from Srimad Bhagavatam, Thomas Pramana for us. It is necessary for the leaders of the Krishna consciousness movement to start educational institutions in different parts of the world to train children starting at the age of 5 years. Thus, such children will not become hippies or spoiled children of society. Rather, they can all become devotees of the Lord. The face of the world will then change automatically. Srimad Bhagavatam 4:12-23. So this was the hope that Srila Prabhupada is talking about. He wanted to change the face of the world. And please, the next slide. So when we're talking about our future hope, hope implies a vision of a better future. It focuses on the future. Sometimes it is true. I'm a father of 2 kids, and it's burdensome often. It's difficult. But we are looking towards the future, and it creates a very positive expectation. On what basis? On the basis of what Srila Prabhupada is teaching us. On the basis of Krishna intervening, and Krishna, these devotees being actually these children, they are Krishna's children. So we are focusing on the future, we are having a positive expectation, and at the same time, it motivates us now to do the needful, whatever it may be. This should be a priority for the society. For the society to grow. Prabhupada, you can put the next slide, please. A famous purport in the 8th chapter of the first canto, Srimad Bhagavatam, Prabhupada is explaining about protection. He says that there are 5 members of the society that require a special protection. And of course, we know it's the cows, the brahmanas, the women, the elderly, and the children. And you can see how refined Krishna consciousness is. That the protection of children goes even before they are born. The protection of children gives, and what is that protection of children? It's not just protection about the physical body. But what it is, so here it says, the protection of children gives the human form of life its best chance to prepare the way of liberty from material bondage. Such protection of children begins from the very day of begetting a child by the purificatory process of Garbhadana Samskara, the beginning of pure life. So this is so revolutionary. The conception of child protection that Prabhupada is presenting us, that it goes before even they're born. You prepare yourself, you prepare your consciousness, you prepare your home to welcome that soul. And as a service, as an offering to Srila Prabhupada, we are educating these children. So either we are grihastas or we are the leaders of the society, we have to imbibe, inculcate this paradigm that Prabhupada is giving us, that children are the future hope. Next slide, please. And Prabhupada said that at least if 1% of the whole population becomes Krishna conscious, the whole world will be a different world. This is Prabhupada's vision, how this is going to take place. Cultivating, giving protection to the children, educating them in Krishna consciousness. This will give such an example for the rest of the world. Because people see who we are. They may be interested in the message, but the most interesting thing for anyone, particularly nowadays, is are we walking our talk? I think it was St. Francis, he says that preach all the time, even if sometimes you have to speak, Or it also says sometimes that who you are speaks so loud that I cannot hear what you're saying. So, what example, what image are we giving to the rest of the world? It depends on how we treat our children, how we do so many things. On one occasion, Prabhupada was asked, this was in Gainesville in the early 70s, how will we recognize, how your disciples will be recognized? And he expressed they will behave like perfect ladies and gentlemen. So much emphasis on our behavior and who we are and how we treat each other. And Prabhupada was a perfect example. I wanted to show the slides today because it's so many nice images of Srila Prabhupada interacting with the children. On one occasion, Prabhupada said that, taking care of your child is more important than your deity worship. That was Prabhupada's broad-mindedness. So the message I wanted to transmit today to you is basically this point, and this is our last slide. Prabhu, could you please put it? That taking care of our children will bring a better future for ISKCON and society at large. And it's not just the leaders, it's us, how we see them, how we treat them, how we provide, how we get involved. We have an international
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Radhika Naga Prabhu, for sharing with us such important realizations on our future hope with our young generation and very relevant quotes from Srila Prabhupada on the topic so our future generations can similarly remain connected to Srila Prabhupada and his mission will continue through them. We invite the facilitator of the next section of the program, Ramanapati Prabhu, to kindly come to the stage. This is a very wonderful session of the program which we are going to witness now. We saw that Sriman Mahaprabhu himself, Sarva Nobadipe Sharba Lo Koilo Dhoni Nimai Pandit Oddapak Shiromani. All through Navadip, the devotees were chanting, what a wonderful facilitator, what a wonderful professor is Nimai Pandit. And how Mahaprabhu himself enjoyed the pastimes of the Biddo Lila in Navadip. Sarva Navadipe Proti Nogare Sisyagon Shange Biddarosh Krida Kore. In every village of Navadip, Mahaprabhu would wander, Shishyagon Shange, with his students, Biddarosh, enjoying the flavor of learning with his students. And so how wonderful it is in Sridham Mayapur, how we are establishing various educational programs, particularly focused on educating our younger generation. And so relevant quotes we saw from Srila Prabhupada, and such a suitable and appropriate primer for this ceremony now, where we'll be awarding our students from the respective schools, from the Sri Mayapur International School, from the Bhakti Vedanta Gurukul Academy, and from the Bhakti Vedanta National School. So I'd like to hand over the program to His Grace Ramanapati Prabhu. Hare Krishna. And remember, we'll be carrying on in this afternoon, 4:30 p.m., with other eminent leaders of our movement, helping us deepen our connection with Srila Prabhupada, and specifically His Holiness Srila Jai Potaka Shami Maharaj will be present at 6:15, sharing with us his realizations on connecting with Srila Prabhupada. Thank you. Ramanapati Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Thank you. Om Ajnanatimmirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshuranmelitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Vanchakalpatarubhya Kripa Sindhubhya Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you very much, Atul Krishna Prabhu. Firstly, I would like to profusely thank His Grace Janmashtami Prabhu for organizing this beautiful, wonderful event here, Prabhupada Connect Day, which he started based on certain discussions he and His Grace Atul Krishna Prabhu had with His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj a couple of years before. So we were discussing how we can involve children in this Prabhupada Connect program. And then we had a lot of discussion on that, and then we said we will have some engagement for the children in the form of art, coloring, drawing, and also to read Srila Prabhupada Lilamrita in a systematic manner. So over the last couple of years, we have been engaging the children in these activities, children of different age groups. For this year's Prabhupada Connect Day, we had sent out invitations to the 3 schools of Sridham Mayapur, which are making endeavors to educate the children in Krishna consciousness in different ways. I would like to profusely thank His Grace Nitai Madhav Prabhu, His Grace Radhika Nagar Prabhu and Rachitambara Mataji of International School, and Her Grace Anuttama Gopi Devidasi Mataji, the principal of the Bhaktivedanta National School, for engaging the children in these competitions. So we had total of 746 students participated in this event. The events are divided into 3 categories. First one is coloring Srila Prabhupada outline pictures, in which a total of 278 students participated. They are in the age group of 5 and 9, between 5 and 9 years old. And we had a thematic drawing competition where we gave 3 themes. One is Prabhupada boarding Jaladuta as one of the themes. Second one is Prabhupada in his childhood conducting Rath Yatra festival. And the third one is Srila Prabhupada in kitchen. So these are the 3 themes that were given to the students. These students belong to the age group of 10 and 13. And a total of 250 students, 250 students participated in this. And then we had a written quiz from Srila Prabhupada Lilamrita. We gave a summarized version of Srila Prabhupada Lilamrita in 4-5 sheets. And they prepared and then they answered 50 questions. So in this written quiz, 218 students participated. They are in the age group of 11 and 15. So in this way, different groups of children were engaged in this Prabhupada Connect initiative organized by His Grace Janmashtami Prabhu. So some of these pictures. Initially we thought we should have only best 3. But we could not figure out what is best 3. So we kept on adding one after the other. And then we ended up so many of them here under coloring, as well as under thematic drawings. It's displayed here. So these wonderful students who have wonderful talents and who are inclined to read Srila Prabhupada Lilamrita books systematically, they came forward and they did very well. And then we're going to award them with special gifts today. So in order to distribute the gifts, I'm requesting His Grace Bhima Prabhu, His Grace Sarvadrik Prabhu, His Grace Gouranga Prabhu, and His Grace Janmashtami Prabhu, please come on stage to distribute these gifts for these children. So I'm going to request the students of the coloring competition, that is in the age group of 5 and 9. The students from Sri Mayapur International School. Mayapur is the name of the student. Mayapur is the name of the student. Is Mayapur here? Yes. Mayapur, Gaurangi, Panchali, Kalindi and Devi. These students from Sri Mayapur International School, please come forward to collect the awards. Prabhu, can you distribute the awards to each one of them one? I'll repeat the names. Mayapur, Gaurangi, Panchali, Kalindi. What's your name? Who is Mayapur? Yes, Mayapur, please go. Gaurangi, go there. Stay there. We'll just take a picture. Just stay next there. Please stay there. Panchali, yeah, please. Then we have Kalindi. Kalindi has not come. Devi, yeah, please. Yeah, please stand next to you. Please stand here. Can you just sit down here? Sit here. Sit. Yeah, just hold it. Give them a big hand. Loud Haribol. Little more louder. More louder. Thank you so much. Thank you, my dear children. You can get back to your places. Thank you so much. Now I request the students from Bhaktivedanta Academy Gurukul in the same age group. We have Leelanath, Damodar and Neel Madhav. Leelanath here. Leelanath, Damodar and Neel Madhav. When they come in, can we clap their hands? Clap your hands? Ah, that's better. And a loud Haribol. Jai. So we request Leela Nath, Damodar, and Neil Madhav. One more time, clapping hands. Haribol! Thank you. Now I request Bhaktivedanta National School students of this age group, Singini Sarkar, Praneshwar Majumdar, Mohammad Aman Hussain, Tanisha Saha, Mihiran Ghosh, Rudranil Mandal, and Sanket Ghosh. This is Bhaktivedanta National School. They just came from their exams, so the final exams are going on. Singini Sarkar, Praneshwar Majumdar, Mohammad Aman Ghosh, is he here? Oh, he didn't come today. Tanisha Saha, please come this side. Tanisha Saha, there. Come here. Okay, good. Come. Great. Thank you. Good. Then we have Mihiran Ghosh. Please come this way. Then we have Rudranil Mandal, Sanket Ghosh, Jai. These are all the small age group children. Thank you very much, boys and girls. Please get down. Thank you. So we'll go to the second level, thematic drawing. The thematic drawing for the age group between 10 and 13 from Sri Mayapur International School, Barsani Madan Mohan. So from Bhaktivedanta National School, Niladri Debnath. For thematic drawing, Niladri Debnath, Aradhya Debnath, Gaurangi Majumdar, Aindra Chaudhary, Lavanya Radhika. Niladri Debnath. Gaurangi, please. Aindra Chaudhary, Lavanya. Please turn around, sit there, just for a photograph. So the last one is about the written quiz competition awards. Out of 50 questions, some of the students have secured 50 out of 50. That means they have done the Prabhupada Leela Amrita very, very nicely. Hari Hari Bol! So we request this SMIS students, Sri Mayapur International students, who have secured 50 out of 50. Gaurangi and Debaki Binyani. These two students scored 50 out of 50. Gaurangi, Debaki Binyani, please come. All the 50 questions, perfect answers. Jai, why did you stop? Keep going. We may not be able to answer all the 50 questions properly, but they have done it. Hari Hari Bol. Krishna Mai, Vishaka, Vaishnavi Palika, Amala, Radhe. All of you please come. They all have scored 45, between 45 and 49. It's more objective type, without any options. No, not MCQ, it's more a fill in the blanks. Fill in the blanks. Please, collect your gifts. Hurry, hurry. Turn around and sit, please. All of you collected your gifts? You should not stop. Come on. Haribo! I know you're all very hungry. Just wait for some more time. All right. Thank you so much, girls. We request Bhaktivedanta Academy Gurukul, Devaki Nandan Das, to come forward and collect his award. I can't hear the claps. Hare Krishna. The last set of awards for the students of Bhaktivedanta National School for the written quiz on Srila Prabhupada Lilamrita. We have Naba Gopal Saha and Achyutananda Riyang, Shauradya Sardar, Niladri Debnath, Bhuvan Mohini, Bishwarup Madhu. All of them are there. Naba Gopal Saha and Achyut Nanda have secured 49 out of 50. Not enough. Haribo! Haribo! Yes, Nabagopal Shah. More clapping of hands. Hari Haribo! Sit down, sit for the photograph. Please kneel down. Hari Haribo! These are only samples. There are many who have almost dared to collect the awards, but unfortunately we don't have time and space to give awards to everyone. But we would like to thank His Grace Janmashtami Prabhu for facilitating these children to participate in this Prabhupada Connect program. Thank you very much, Prabhu. Hari Hari Bol! His Grace Janmashtami Prabhu ki Jai! Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki Jai! Gaur Premanande! Hari Hari Bol! So let's meet in the evening for the evening program. More and more Prabhupada programs in place. Prabhupada Connect program in place. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. Sarvadik Prabhu. Thank you so much.